Yeah, I mean, in the original game you can get beta early, just right after you leave Midgar. And then beta will be good for like the second third of the first disc. Yes, all the NPCs blink. He just blinked. And again. He's quite a fast blinker. Yeah, I'm farming AP to master some more materia. There isn't really any reason why I do this, but I might just as well do it. You know, one of the other things that's randomized is how much AP materia needs to be mastered. In fact, for every level of the materia, the AP requirements are random. And that can mean that some materia is mastered faster, but others is also just mastered much less quickly. You know, for example, Knights of the Round in the original game requires 500,000 AP to be mastered, and in this mod it's something like 700,000. 600,980, 698,790 to be precise. What other material needs 680,000? I think none other needs that much. because in the original game, the material that requires most AP is Knights of the Round at 500,000. And then I think the next most is, I think 350,000 for Bahamut Zero. And then it's a few with like 300,000 AP. No, it's not from another material, it's just completely randomized. It's just basically the original value plus minus something in between 50%. That's the options I chose. So every materia now requires AP in between a range of the original value minus 50% up to the original AP value plus 50%. So Knights of the Round will require anywhere between 250,000 to 750,000. I don't actually have underwater materia. Well, the thing about underwater materia is that, you know, it was actually found at some point that you can master underwater materia if it has 16 million something AP. Like, basically as much AP materia can have, I think, a maximum of 60 million something AP. Like 2 to the power of something minus 1. And if you give it 2 to the power of something minus 2, then it will actually show master. If you give it more, then it will overflow and go back to 0. Yes, but I'm not sure if you master underwater, like if you bring it to the state where it shows master, if it actually spawns a new underwater materia. I think there was a video on YouTube once that someone made about that, how you can actually master underwater materia if you bring it exactly to that amount of AP. But considering that underwater materia is completely useless, there's really no point in caring about it, because it's not like you need more than one anyway. I mean, it has a use, you can use it against Emerald Weapon, but outside of that, it's useless. And even in the Emerald Weapon fights, you might argue it's useless. Because if you need more than 20 minutes to fight Emerald Weapon, then maybe you should consider changing your strategy. Are you saying that you cannot breathe in the deep sea for 20 minutes? Because I can breathe in the deep sea for at least 840 years. I thought everyone can. Well, that's too bad. Well, pressure is a different issue. Or being eaten alive by the spooky creatures that live in the deep sea. I mean, not firsthand. I've not seen any of these spooky creatures firsthand, because I've never been to the deep sea myself. I have never gone diving of any kind either. Well, is scuba diving in the Weave even fun? I don't know these things. What about being able to piss wherever you please? I mean, are you saying you can't do that? You just need to visit your friends more often and... I mean... that is more of a societal confidence matter. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can already piss wherever you please. You just have to handle the consequences. What is telosophobia? I have not heard of that. Really? I mean, I guess it can be hard if you're not trained at doing that. I mean, it's a matter of practice, really. I mean, apparently people's brains also tell them they cannot do it while they're being watched by other people. But you can probably also work on that. So what is telassophobia? Is it fear of the dark sea? Of the deep sea? I mean, why would you want to touch an electric fence to begin with? I mean, where do you even have electric fences? I only know them here in fields that surround cows, etc. Or horses. They are secured by electric fences. Fear of deep water, deep sea, travel or seas. I see. Interesting. You don't want to fall over and piss all over yourself? Well, you will are quite the party pooper then, it seems. I mean, there were interesting names for phobia on Wikipedia, and some of which might not even exist. You know, I'm not even sure if that's a genuine phobia. Um, I like to mention this because people cannot seem to agree on whether that's an actual phobia or not. There is this thing called I might have to look it up first. Also, what just leveled up? I didn't pay attention. Oh yeah, never mind. I knew what I meant. There is this funny thing called trypophobia, which is like a fear of things shaped in a certain way. And if you don't know what it means, you can look it up and decide for yourself if you have it or not. This fear. So it seems that she is done with everything. She still has this. And this, and this. People shouldn't go on Mount Everest. You see, there is by now an entire tourism industry to go to Mount Everest. And I think in the past, people were not allowed to go to Mount Everest anymore because people had just left too much garbage on the trail that leads up to Mount Everest. And I think you are stipulated by regulations to, like, you have to bring so and so much garbage back down with you, because when you go up to Mount Everest, when you climb up, it's not just something that, you know, you can do in like a day or so. It takes you like quite a while. Like, I think you, depending on where you start climbing, it takes several days, and of course during that time you like use stuff and you produce garbage, and apparently some people just leave the garbage somewhere there. So now to tackle this issue, you are required to bring down a specified number of garbage with you, so that less garbage is left up there. You know, also because people die on the trail to Mount Everest, to the peak. There's like, I don't know how many, but there are, let's just say, a couple of dozens, if not hundreds, of corpses lying around that are frozen and to just kind of freeze there now. Isn't that fascinating? Like, when you climb Mount Everest, you might just see some random corpses lying around that cannot easily be removed because they freeze there and they like stick to the surface. So I mean, if you like dead people and you want to watch some, that's probably one place to go. That sounds almost funny to me, Chirip. Actually, that sounds kind of funny. But also it's probably tragic, but I mean, that's just funny. Also, hey, C-Track. Well, I mean, it's funny because you try to do something, um, and in the process of doing that, you basically do what you didn't want to do. It's kind of self-referential and very funny. Well, that's good to know that in the end something came out of that. I mean, that's also kind of funny, but only if you picture it. I mean, there's like a surface of water, and then there's two corpses floating on it. I mean, it is kind of funny. It's not as funny as like a building, or like a caravan being set on fire and burning down, which is extremely funny. No offense. Yeah, but tens don't have so much matter to them. Tens are just a small fire. So maybe I should explain what I'm finding so funny. So, I've been spending more time on YouTube due to, this is actually like a spooky story, I realize. So I should preface this by saying this. You are about to hear a spooky story. If you're not used to spooky things or you do not enjoy them, it might be best to put some red walls on your ears so that your ears are perfectly insulated from the spookiness. Anyway, due to coronavirus fun stuff, I have been spending more time on YouTube, and I encountered some videos from German reality/trash TV. And there is one show that has, and when I mean trash reality TV, this is reality TV in only title. It is scripted TV. It is suggesting to you that it were like reality TV, but it's actually just scripted with actors. And you can tell by the really piss poor acting. Anyway, there is one show that focuses around some obese German lady in her 20s, who has the following characteristics. She is obsessed with eating cream, and she is also extremely dumb, and she is also into some weird spirituality. Like, she likes to read horoscopes, and she believes in demons and ghosts and whatever. And this lady is part of certain adventures, and so there are like 29 episodes of a show in which she stars, and somehow she always manages to burn things. She, in this series, has burned a bakery, a tent, a caravan, a toilet seat, and she has managed to break a lot of things. And she also just likes to put cream on everything, like instant cream out of a can. I mean, I'm probably not able to properly describe the ridiculousness that she brings. There is also an episode where, because she is poor and doesn't have any money, she goes to a restaurant and there is some sort of all-you-can-eat gamble. There is something on the menu, like a steak, a giant-sized steak, that if you can eat it within like a certain time frame, you don't have to pay for it. So of course she tries for that, she settled for that, only to realize midway through the meal that she cannot actually manage to eat this. So she realizes that she can't eat the steak in time and she would have to pay for it. But she didn't bring any money, so she's kind of screwed. So she decides, because she's a really smart lady and also very classy and sophisticated, to put the steak, the half-eaten steak that is adorned with ketchup on it, into her bra, so that the plate is empty and she can claim that she ate it all. And of course that's a great idea to begin with. So then the waiter comes and he is surprised to see that the plate is empty indeed. So they decide to take a picture of her, because she accomplished this rather unusual feat of eating this entire thing, which no one has been able to before her. And as they are taking the picture, the steak falls out of her bra, and she decides to just leave the restaurant and run away. And her friend, which she was there with, is left there and has to pay the bill. And to me it's just extremely funny. Just all about it is, it's wonderful humor. I wonder if reality TV in other countries has similar things. I mean, if you have any suggestions of American or English, other English-speaking American, English language American or whatever, UK, reality TV that has similar ridiculous stories, I would be willing to watch it more than so. And hey, all Paul Mighty 1994, how are you? Dr. Pimple Popper, I mean that sounds very telling. I don't see that as funny. I mean, oh, that's nice, all Paul. I would say that my humor is sophisticated and complex. I only like it when things are set on fire and people put stuff in their bras, like steaks and other foods. I mean, do you even like cream? Fine lines? Because, I mean, I don't know if cream is even good. Oh, you're doing a Randomizer VII stream on your channel as well? That sounds nice. I mean, the only thing that I would ever have cream on or with is probably ice cream, or as an ingredient in certain cakes. 10 HP. That sounds dangerous. Oatmeal and cream. Yeah, I don't think so. I only like to add oatmeal to things. I mean, I only like to add cream to things that are sweet by themselves. And oatmeal to me is not something that's I would call sweet. So, I mean, is cream even sweet? For some reason I think cream is sweet. I'm not even sure if that's the way cream works. I mean, I later realized that this Cream Lady is part of some sort of trilogy, because I mean, this crazy Cream Lady is only part of a bigger series that's also has a crazy cheese lady and a crazy chocolate lady. But I decided I cannot watch these because I really need to put a stop to my terrible TV viewing patterns. But can you imagine a 40-year-old woman putting a block of cheese into her bed, hugging it, and talking to the cheese centrally? Because that's what I saw in the one episode I watched, when I realized I cannot do this and watch this entire series as well. I mean, it sounds mental, is what I would say. Turtle facts. Dude, I wanted to read that turtle facts. Somebody, I will never learn about the turtle facts now. What a shame. Yeah, I think it's alright. I had never even seen that before. Is that like a serious bot? Have you seen this before? Do you even have a turtle yourself, Turtle Facts? Or are you just trying to indulge in turtles from a distance? Oh, you used to? That sounds like a very sad story. And what happened? Did somebody eat the turtle? Did somebody steal it? Did it evolve into Charizard? Did it fall into the toilet and then somebody happened to flush it? No, I do not love sad stories. I have just never had a sad story. Because what other people find to be sad stories sometimes just seem like funny stories to me. Toilet Plushie is a fun story. It's an uplifting story about the perseverance of the human spirits faced with great trials and tribulations. Well, I'm not so sure about pineapple stories. I mean, have you ever owned any Pokemon merchandise, I wonder? Because only then can you really begin to feel what it means to accidentally drop a Charizard plushie into the toilets. You know, the interesting thing is that some people, when they overeat and go on too much of an intense jog, and then feel terribly nauseous and want to vomit, and then just kind of feel like it's better not exist at all. Like, in the aftermath, these people think to themselves that it was all kind of funny and all. And it wasn't even that bad, and like, it might have been worth it just to have felt in the aftermath that it was kind of fun. Oh, you used to have a fat Pikachu plushie that lost one eye and its tail. How can a Pikachu plushie lose an eye and or a tail? I'm not even sure what is weirder to lose. You kind of want one of the giant Snorlax plushies. Giving something away and regretting it later in life. I mean, you cannot give away everything. Some things just cannot be given away, as in it's impossible to give them away. I mean, I wonder what things I miss the most that I may have lost or given away. And I'm talking strictly about physical objects here. My mind is not a physical object. It's just a concept that doesn't really exist. I mean, I can't really think of anything right now that I miss in terms of physical objects. What is that even saying about me? Am I not attached to things? Do I not have enough things? Has my life been too happy so far? A bicycle? I mean, I have a bicycle. Also, why am I running away from this? This is stupid. I currently have a bicycle, so I don't see any reason to miss a bicycle that I had in the past, because I have one right now. Maybe I'm just good at coming to terms with the short-lived nature of life and possessions in general. Maybe that's what this is telling me and you. Maybe I know about the dangers of getting too accustomed to certain things. What if I don't remember missing anything so much? Because it would hurt to remember it? Well, but isn't that a good thing then? If I don't remember it, so the pain of remembering it is gone? I mean, that might very well be the case, but I wouldn't regret it then, because if I remembered it, it would be in pain. I don't want to be in pain, so... Makes sense to not remember it. Repressed memory is not a good thing. I mean, if you never remember things, like if repressed memories are perfect in the sense that there's no way they can become unrepressed and surface, I don't see anything bad with that. But the issue is that repressed memories might indeed resurface, which is problematic. But if there was a way to guarantee that could be entirely impossible, then I don't see anything bad with that. Also, hasn't this been at this level for like hours? Does this even get any AP? I am not so sure. I don't see how repressed memories by themselves are an issue. I mean, what even does it mean that repressed memories are repressed memories? I guess there are just memories that you cannot currently remember, but they still exist somewhere in your brain. It sounds like allergies. That's an interesting comparison. Well, the brain is kind of garbage anyway, to begin with. I mean, the entire human body is garbage. But that's probably another story. Well, that is debatable, I guess. What the bigger garbage is. Icehead penguin. I'm afraid I don't know what that is. So are these only Pokemon from Pokemon Sword and Shield you found? Because I think that I have seen all the Pokemon from before Sword and Shield, and none of them really struck me as particularly interesting or hilarious looking. Oh, I see. So when did your personal Pokemon journey stop? What game did you stop playing Pokemon with? I wonder. No, I'm just trying to learn to master Materia here. That's what this is all about. Pokemon Emerald, that's kind of early actually, in the grand scheme of things. So the woodpecker has finally realized that it cannot actually peck into a metal pole, and so it's no longer there. I mean, I assume you noticed because the noise stopped, right? But the actual cause of why it stopped is unclear, maybe? Maybe the woodpecker just died. I mean, Emerald is Generation 3, isn't it? Because Blue, Red, Yellow is Generation 1. Gold, Silver, Crystal is Generation 2. And Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire is Generation 3. woodpeckers have thicker skulls to prevent brain damage from pecking. That is interesting to know. But yeah, I hate noise pollution, and I wonder why leaf blowers are still legal. I mean, but then again, the amount of things, or like the constellation of things that are legal and not legal, doesn't really make any sense to begin with. I mean, if I were in charge, I would certainly make leaf blowers illegal without a second thought. If I had to be reincarnated into an animal, what would I be? You know, I once read that... I mean, what criteria would I choose? I guess I would want to be an animal that cannot feel pain. Maybe like a jellyfish. Private mechanics? What does it mean to be a private mechanic? Oh, so this actually mastered. Interesting. Being a jellyfish is tough. A tough choice. Yeah, I heard that some species of jellyfish are basically immortal. But only from biological aging damage. They can, you know, still be killed by accident or eaten or whatever. Sea otter because they don't have predators, and well, what do you know about the life of sea otters? I mean, maybe their life is, even without predators, not that chilling and kind of stressful. Just be an orca. Isn't an orca just some type of giant whale? I mean, also humans don't even know all animals that exist on Earth. I mean, maybe like animals that exist, some sort of sea animals that exist somewhere in the Mariana Trench. I mean, we might not even know these animals, so... And that's probably not the only case of animals we might not know. There might be other animals that... I don't know. I just have never heard of. A bonobo monkey? Really? I'm not so sure if being a monkey is so great, because monkeys are quite related to humans. And being a human maybe isn't even that great, so maybe you would want to settle for something very different from human. I mean, I guess if I could choose anything, I'd like to be a stone, like a rock. Because rocks, I think, lead fairly uneventful, safe, painless, stressless lives as rocks. Rocks are not alive. Well, that might be one caveat. What kind of rock? I haven't really put that much thought into it, to be honest. You could also be not dynamites, you could also be diamonds, a diamond. And you could be put into jewelry and travel the world on somebody's chest or something like that. If you could be Cream and see what the inside of the Cream Lady looked like, that sounds like a nightmare, to be honest. Because I can already tell that her insides are probably very unhealthy, spooky, and just generally disgusting. You know, it's not even quite clear at this point if Cream Lady is still alive. Maybe we should check on that. Maybe we should try to even find out if we can check on that. Also, I think I am done with this, so I'm gonna fight the other things now that are left. Because the last video on YouTube was uploaded, I think, half a year ago. So maybe that means something. She might have been cremated. I mean, I guess if she has ever, if she ever dies, then of course she would have to be cremated. That's the only thing that suits her. Clearly. You're gonna guess she's in prison? What is she in prison for, though? Destruction of property, arson or vandalism by Cream. Yeah, doesn't sound that far-fetched, I guess. Setting fire to something and trying to put it out with Cream. I mean, she hasn't actually ever done that. she has caused fire by using cream, but she has never tried to put out fires with cream, actually. And to be fair, wouldn't that also be kind of hard to believe? I mean, she has to have, I think, some sort of remnants of realism. I mean, she plays an extremely stupid person, but there are limits to stupidity, I think. And what kind of person would try to put out a fire with cream? That just sounds hard to believe that somebody would try to do that. Did somebody just fall into the live stream? Oh, never mind, they're back. The whole premise of the show? I mean, what would you say is the premise of the show that you say is hard to believe? That a woman is obsessed with cream? I mean, you mentioned that before, and I think I even said that that's hard to believe. I mean, I guess it's, if it weren't that embellished or exaggerated, it could be realistic. Yes, I have gotten the cloud model on a few screens by random chance. Oh, that's right. It's interesting how you even remember that, OCT. I have actually seen a few episodes of My Strange Addiction, and it's kind of like a documentary. The people in that show are not kind of ridiculed. I see. Oh, what a nice crowded battlefield. Oh my god, this looks kind of spooky. You know, for instance, right now I am a cloud model. This is not the standard cloud model, this is the blow-up doll clouds. Child error, something in Materia Keeper. Oh, I think the model is a treasure chest coming at me. Oh no, the treasure chest is coming at me. And it's Trinsies. Jenova Trinsies. Okay. Well, whatever. Oh look, there is Airbuster now. What even is this? Is it Kariyama? Of course there had to be a train. Oh no. The actual end boss is a child in a swimming trunk. Who would have thought? Yeah, chocobo carriage is unfortunately missing, I agree. We don't always get everything we like though. Also, hey, Max Story 9999. Well, the MP damage thing is related to his weapon. If I changed Cloud's weapon, he currently has the Ragnarok to something else, then he would not necessarily deal MP damage. And in fact, some other characters have weapons that deal MP damage as well. It just happens to be that the Ragnarok deals MP damage. I mean, in some situations the MP damage is actually quite useful, because he deals quite a bit of MP damage, more than Magic Hammer would do, I think. So there's 5 Sephiroths, who are all joining in on this ballet right now, performance. You know, the sad thing is that they actually have infinite MP. Every turn they regain all their MP, I think. So this is kind of useless. Well, we can see it 5 times if you feel like it. I just thought that we didn't want to see it, so I mean, I don't mind. I can go and get some. Oh, now I gave them region. That might be a bit too much. I think they're immune to region though. At least I hope so. Oh, now somebody is already ascending. I mean, they all have to go up before we can see any supernova at all. Also, I'm not actually sure if supernova will kill me, but because you all said you wanted to see it, I will just see what happens, I guess. I mean, they are flying quite hysterically now. I think if they go upstairs, like once they ascend, their movements kind of speed up even further. Like if you look at the wings, they are moving kind of hysterically now. Don't they first have to use other things, like other attacks? these days. This game is really old. It's trying to impress you by destroying Pluto. I mean, I guess back in 1997 Pluto was still regarded a planet, but these days Pluto isn't even a planet anymore, so this kind of flexing just doesn't do anything for me. How do I die from mathematics? Well, you can die from just about anything, including mathematics. You know, in the original game, Supernova's damage is percentage based, so it can never actually kill you. It does, however, also inflict various status effects, which can be more debilitating than the actual damage from Supernova. Oh, it missed me. But, I mean, can it miss another 4 or 5 times? And now we get to see it again. But now with sound effects. You know, by pure chance today, I was reading about something in Wikipedia, and I ended up on a page on which I realized that part of the lyrics to One Winged Angel, which in fact is in Latin, are like literally just taken out of an existing piece about the Wheel of Fortune. Not the TV show though. So there is this Latin medieval song, or like there's this thing called Camina Burana, and it uses one of the lines in this song called Sos Imanis et Inais. I didn't know that they had literally just taken it out of like an existing piece. I wasn't aware of that. I only learned that today. Am I dead yet? Oh, I'm dead yet. Okay, cool. No more supernovas for you then, I guess? I have already killed all the weapons. You know, the rules for how many parties you get in the Bizarro Sephiroth fight depend on certain variables. So first of all, it depends on if you even have Jeffy or Vincent in your party, like if you have recruited those characters. It depends on your average party level, and it depends on how long it took you to kill Jenova Synthesis. Basically, the more parties you have, the harder it is. So basically, if you're very strong and you kill Jenova Synthesis very quickly, then you always get 3 parties. You only get 2 or 1 party if you're basically too weak. You see, because essentially, if you're not OP, you have to like switch between the parties to like kill the core Bizarro Sephiroth in the other parties, because only then do you have because only then is this first party's Bizarro Sephiroth core vulnerable to damage. You can kill it, and then you can make sure that it doesn't heal the main part anymore. But because it only has 40,000 HP, you can just easily out damage it. The healing isn't really that effective, so you don't really ever have to switch parties because Bizarro is just too weak. He doesn't have enough HP to really you know, threaten you to switch parties. I mean, there's nothing wrong with switching parties. It's just that most people don't want to do it because you have to like split all your stuff on 3 parties, and most people only have enough stuff to really equip 1 party. I mean, you need to still be able to kill the Bizarro parts with your other 2 parties, so you must make sure to also give them stuff, and I just generally do not want to do this. You know, also if you use Knights of the Round on Jenova Synthesis and or on Bizarro Sephiroth, Safer Sephiroth gets an HP boost. So maybe I should do that. Safer Sephiroth also gains HP and stats for every character at level 99, excluding Aerith. If you bring Aerith to level 99, it will not increase his stats. You have started jump roping for exercise. I have done that a while myself. The issue is that where do you do it though? Because I live in an apartment, and if I just start jump roping, my neighbors will not be so happy with me. Because when I used to jump rope more often, I would do like I would usually do 120, then I realized I can't count, so I ended up hitting like 140 or something. Oh, let's do the cute Doom of the Living animation. It's gonna be fun. You're just in terrible shape. Well, it takes like 3 weeks of, you know, working out before you are in not terrible shape anymore. Like, good shape. I realized. I mean, you don't have to make golds. Well, I see your fine lines. Also, maybe this time I should try and actually kill them before they use Supernova, because last time didn't go so well, did it? probably just an issue with translation. I'm not sure why it's called Pale Horse either. But if I had to guess, it's probably bad translation. I wonder if one of them dying is enough for all of them to die. I guess probably. Well, that's too bad. This dying is really messing with the synchronicity of this. What a shame. So the other fours are just gonna stand there and... Wait. Am I having a soft lock? Oh, never mind. We don't. I have to kill all the other ones, just that, you know, the game decides it's already too late and now we're just fighting with a white screen. I can assure you things are still going on, we just cannot see them anymore because it's a bit too bright. We get to hear this a couple more times. I hope you like the sound effects. That was number 3. There's 2 more to come. Well, Cloud's mind is a lot of just random noises, it seems. It's pretty much what I would have expected. I mean, it's kind of funny. This should have been a last run though, no? How does the law explain Cloud having Mako eyes even though he wasn't in Soldier? I mean, he wasn't in Soldier, but I mean, I'm not actually sure right now because I haven't looked into the law in a long time. Because I haven't actually read text in a long time in this game. Wasn't he still just infused Mako even though he was not in Soldier? Yeah, I mean that's true. He's experimented on with Zack when he you know, when Sephiroth burns down Nibelheim, Zack and Cloud end up being caught by Hojo and like turned into living slave experiments, and Hojo experiments with Zack and Cloud. I know this from the regular randomizer. Let's just say quite a few. I mean, to be fair, I have seen this before. If you look closely, you might even see the actual Sephiroth, not Safer Sephiroth. He's like hidden behind them. He's kind of somewhere below their butts, stashed away safely behind the wings. Maybe this is Sephiroth's bodyguard squad. This is his pigeon army. So are we still waiting for something? Because I have a feeling that nothing's going on right now. I mean, last time, something was going on, I think. Oh, something is going on after all. You know, I've always wondered why Sephiroth is shirtless here. I mean, it probably seems more badass or whatever, but it also seems strangely erotic. Also kind of strangely, like, needless. It's comfier to be shirtless. I mean, I don't know what kind of shirts you're wearing. Will I still be streaming in 30 minutes? That's a question I can only really answer in 30 minutes, I'm afraid. You rarely wear shirts? I mean, are you saying you don't wear clothes? Or are you saying you wear other clothes that are not shirts? Are you wearing tents as shirts? Well, see you, Desert Eagle, in any case. Do you not believe in clothes? You know, last time you said you lived on the first floor and people can look into your window. Aren't you concerned about people seeing you from the basement, from the base level, without any clothes on? Or is that nothing you care about? Well, I see. Well, the high one is basically just Frieza at this point. It has 3 forms. The Flower Girl. Wait a minute. What's going to happen to Midgar? I can't let that happen. I had everyone take refuge in the slums. But the way things are now... It's too late for Holy. Meteors approaching the planet. What's that? It's coming. Do these people still live? You always assumed everyone's dead. That's interesting. What do you base that assumption on? Because it seems to me that the ending is leaving on a fairly uplifting, positive tone. You know, livestream comes and does things, and then everyone is pretty much saved by livestream. Well, the post credits are 500 years later, actually. 2D animators, magic effects section. I wonder what the planner from the world map section does. Condor War section. Submarine chase section. They don't have a planner for that. Interesting. Oh, they do. It's just a different direction. Different order now. Highway and roller coaster section. Snowboard section. Well, of course you have a planner. You must have a planner for the snowboard section. Somebody has to plan this. What is Band Pressed Co. Ltd? They had a lot of monster animators. Quite a few of monster modelers. What is Omnibus Japan? Well, about the creation, I think you hear that in different scene. I think the Sephiroth choir, as it's called in the credits, who sing One Winged Angel. That's not, but I could be wrong. I think that's not using excerpts from the creation. I think you hear the creation on disc 1 when they blow up the plate after the Reno fight, and you see President Shinra in his office. At that point you hear the creation. I think the One Winged Angel lyrics, or the song, whatever you want to call it, is for the most part like written for this, and it only uses like one line from Kamina Burana. Oh, you could look it up on CD, I guess. It's interesting. Somebody designed the manual. French text localization, German text localization, Spanish text localization. I mean, you can still buy CDs, you can even still buy, what are these big CDs called? I forgot. These big CDs that you put on like a different device. They have a special name that I cannot seem to remember right now. But they still actually make them. Vinyl? Yeah, that's what I mean. They still make players to play these, and you know, they're like vintage, and some people like them. Vanilla is only bought by hipsters. I mean, you might have a point. I don't know. I mean, if you listen closely, you can hear children laughing at the end of this, which is apparently supposed to imply that humanity has not entirely died out. Even though Midgar has gone to shit. It's pronounced vinyl? Oh, I think you're right. It's not pronounced vanilla? That's the children laughing. Some children sound like adult men, but that's just the way it is. Anyway, I'm gonna lay on a carpet floor now and possibly put things into my mouth that I will then eat. Have you tried doing that yourself? If not, I would recommend it. Good luck on that. Don't die, and see you next time.